Hello and welcome back, everybody. Akonziel here, and the second part of my double upload for today. I'll be going over this banner, right? So as of today, as of me recording this video, all right, on July 19th, you have a 100-fold summon. You guys should have logged in and done it, and now you're debating on whether or not you go even further and try and get the 300 worm sigils in order to pity or spark a unit of your choice. So I'll be going over every single one, saying my thoughts on them, how good they are, how good they could potentially be, and whether or not it is worthy of your pity. There is a lot to go over, so before I strap yourselves in, I'm going to drink some water because I'm recording this directly afterward. And also, feel free to subscribe for more content. Oh, this water's cold. My bad. My tongue went numb. I will be uploading more content soon, now that work is dying down, and soon I'll be on my little vacation. So definitely do consider doing that. And also, I have links in the description that I do encourage you guys to check out, as it's a better way to get in contact with me in case if you have any questions. So, another sip. Let's go over everything. So, right now, obviously, you have your 100-fold. I already did it. You should be seeing a video on that probably tomorrow. I will hand my brother the footage and let him have at it. But also, there's a Platinum Showcase live right now as well, so that's which you're guaranteed a 5-star adventurer. The adventurers in this pool and the actual Summon Showcase, they are the same. So just keep in mind that it does apply in both, adventure-wise at least. So let's go over it. There are a lot of units in here. You can tell by a little bar. There's a lot to go over. So let us start from the top down, and we'll go all. We won't just stop at 5 stars. We'll also go into some of the 4 stars that I think are most worthy to keep note of when summoning in general. Not Spark, but summon in general. So let's start with Nobu, right? Nobu is a really good unit. She is very, very good. If you own Armored Yachio, she is literally an incredibly similar version of her, except that she doesn't Scorch Rend, nor have a charged Force Strike. So pretty much if you owned Armored Yachio, you don't have a reason to own Nobu, but Nobu is only a very slight upgrade to Armored Yachio. They serve the same role, they can do the same things. So that's why I say, if you do own your Armored Yachio, do not pity Nobu. But if you don't own Armored Yachio, Nobu is very good. Her main role is a Dispelling and Sleep Res. She is really good for Jaldi. That's where she's mainly shining right now, I would say. So do keep that in mind. Next one is Halloween Mim. What makes her shine is mainly her critical damage. This makes her really, really good on certain team comps, and beyond that, she's just a support unit. She's a support unit that has a defense down zone and also a selfish buffer, and I think slightly increases everybody's attack a little further. Does have a unique dragon form, but beyond that, it's mainly her Coab that does make her really, really good. So if you do not own a critical damage Coab, she might be someone to go for, especially if you own Ezlith for outside of Curse of Nihili content, aka mainly Volk, where that would apply. So do keep that in mind. But beyond that, she's a alright unit as a whole. It's mainly her Coab you would want. Next up, we have Saimai. He is like one of the most recent New Year's units. He is incredibly good. A lot of people were chasing him. And he's good for multiple reasons. One, because of his S1, he just gets off so many hits and also lowering defense. Alright, he can do damage as well as reducing defense, which is something which is something that is really, really incredible for DPS. Something that not a lot have. A pretty good defense lowering, lots of hits, so it can run flurries effectively, as well as a Scorch Rend, a Dispel, and a reduced defense. Just very, very good. As well as he has Overdrive Punisher and Engage Accelerator. This pairs beautifully with Gala Leonidas. And which, by the way, if you were lucky enough to pull him off of the free multis, he would really be someone you consider pulling for. Because while I've said this to multiple people, Saimai and Leo literally go hand in hand. Those two were made for each other. He is very, very good. But then also, as a bonus, combo equals buff skill time. Which is just nice. It's just nice. It's just really, really good to have. But then with the more Shikigami stuff, which is aka his S1 stuff. But Saimai, I would say he's most definitely pity worthy, mainly because not a lot of units do what he does, but also he's the best flame wand in the game, pretty much. Like, it's not really competition. He is the best flame wand in the game. So if you do want a good flame wand, and especially if you do own Gallionites and are looking for a partner, he would be your man right there. Moving on, we have Halloween Akasha. So her thing is that she's a water bleeder. With Sumeriyasu just leaving, water now has another form of bleeding. So this means that she actually could have some form of usage slightly. Because she does reduce defense slightly, does do bleeding, and also being that she's a katana, she's the second best water katana now behind Galamaskula. So definitely do keep that in mind. But also just having a better chance to bleed off of defense downs is great, as well as whenever you do bleed, you gain HP. So honestly, she's definitely not bad. Her main thing will be that she's mainly there to keep up bleeding. That way Ieyasu can just do more damage via Bleeding Punisher and other stuff like that. So that'll be her main reason, but definitely not a terrible option. I wouldn't say that she's exactly pity worthy. There are better options in this pool than her. But if you do like her, I'm talking to one person in particular when I'm saying this, you know who you are, then sure. But from a meta standpoint, not so much. There are better options. So next up is Dragalia Cleo. She is solid, right? She is solid. She has fallen off with time. Curse of Annihility just drenched her, right? Just absolutely crashed down over half of her kit. But however, when she spirals, she does gain a 4-strike freeze off of her S1, being pretty good. S2 is just a pretty good nuke. Her main thing is that she is mainly the fact that she has critical rate combined with combo time. That's very, very nice to have in a bench, especially those flurry related units. You could pair her with Dalamaskula on the bench, and that can go beautifully. She would be amazing for that role alone. But beyond that, yeah, she's only alright. She's definitely more of a, just if you like her, you can pick you up. Just if you miss out on her, you can pick her up. But for you new players, I would not recommend really chasing her. Because, well, obviously, once again, Curse of Nihility, Crusher, and just not that good of a meta unit. Definitely more of a choice unit. Next up, another Dragalia, we have Lily. Oh boy, she was on everyone's list. Alright, she is on everyone's list right now. The main reason is that she has overdamage. If you don't know what overdamage does, it is literally whenever you hit based off of the user's strength, it's another hit and it's damage. Alright? So literally every hit you do is 2 hits. This is amazing on flurry units, but also it's just more damage more quickly. The more frequently you have this up, the better you are. very, very good overdamage. The reason why she is very, very sought after versus others like Cassandra, excuse me, is mainly because it's treated as a healing skill because well also you gain strength for 60 seconds. It's just good. It's just very, very good. Now though, obviously with more overdamage units starting to exist via Trials of the Mighty, this does start to lose a little bit of value because the more you invest in other people, you are eventually going to get your overdamage, you're going to make it a shared skill, and then you're going to use it on everyone. But however, if you don't exactly have other tomes, she is Water's overdamage right now. So honestly, the overdamage alone is reason enough to summon for her. And honestly, she might not be as good as healing as like a Jane Zia. She's still really, really good. Especially when played correctly, that healing don't matter. She's really good. So just keep that in mind. People have definitely went far and beyond in order to pity her. And frankly, I agree with them. Very pity-worthy. Keep her on your radar. Final water unit will be Yoshitsune. How should I put her? There are better. Not bad, but there are better. She does have a counter. She does have a counter mechanic off of her S1. People thought this would be great for Dominion, but she just lacks too much. Really, that's the thing. She needs more going for her in order for her to really, really be good. So yeah, that's my verdict. There are better, but however, I ain't gonna lie, she looking nice. I'm not gonna lie about that. So she would definitely be more of a, hey, I like her type of pick versus a, wow, she's good type of pick. So keep that in mind. Now moving on to Wind, we have Valentine's Melody. Similar case to Halloween Mip. Critical damage. This is her reason for existing. She's Wind's critical damage. So if you want that, go for it. If you don't care, honestly, nothing in her kit really screams anything. She's really living off of poison. That's her thing. She lives off of poison. And when you're speaking of poison, Howling Melsa actually can help her out a little bit. Mainly because off of... Nope, it's Res 2. Because off of her Res 2, she can lower poison res by up to 20% for 30 seconds. Making it so that even in the most resistance-based of bosses, you can still poison. So well, that can go hand in hand with Melody, but however, it's whatever buffs she does give whenever you do poison, they're blocked out by Nihility anyway. So honestly, she's mainly there for the collab. So I'll just leave it at that. Collab. Now back on to Howling Melsa really quick. I have made a good point to mention about this poison resistance, but that's it. That's all she's known for. She's known for that shared skill, and that's it. And by the way, if you own Formal Noelle, you can make do with that just fine. You don't even need Halloween Melsa for that role. Mainly because the rest of her kit, it's just only okay. Like, well, this ability is really worthless on her. But beyond that, like, yeah, you are much better off using Formal Noelle shared skill if you do own her. If you don't, she might be considered a pickup, especially if you do own Delphi and are looking to take on a Sora. That would be your best case scenario for obtaining her. Beyond that, you can skip her. Moving on to someone else, Valentine's Chelsea. Now, she is a really, really good unit. I know that a lot of people do like her as a character. I don't personally. I like her as a unit in the game. So when it comes to her, she's a slow starter, right? Her hardest thing right now is that she needs to live the first 2 to 3 minutes. Because she debuffs herself, she can burn herself, she is squishy. Once when those 2 to 3 minutes pass, she then starts to become neutral and then start to buff herself. once when she buffs herself to the maximum, which can only take like 3 minutes max, I would say. So you're more like us for having a minute. Next to me. She is dumping numbers. She is dumping numbers. She becomes an incredibly powerful unit. But however, you need to survive that time frame. So she's definitely not a early game unit. She's definitely more of a if you know what you're doing in the game type of unit. She's a knowledgeable unit, right? You need to know how to play the game in order to utilize her. I'm tapping my temples like you guys can see me. I don't know why I'm doing that. But out of the way, you need to be big brain with her. You need to be big brain, alright? So if you guys do want to future-proof yourself and go for a pretty damn powerful unit, you can most definitely go for now, or you can still wait out because Wind does have still a lot of really, really good options in there. So you don't need her. You don't need her, but she's still really, really good. Moving on to Light. Mitsuhide. I actually had a lot of fun with her personally in Lilith, where she is absolutely meta. She's a really, really good unit. She is flurry, she's paralysis. She just dumps damage. Alright? She just dumps damage and she can do it very, very quickly because she raises her own attack rate and can also just dagger. Like, she's fast, she hits hard. Nothing else to say there. She's a very good light unit. I would say I would probably recommend picking her up because she's so much fun to use. She's really fun to use, and honestly, rat. Like, rat. It's rat summer. Rat. Just very good unit. I would recommend picking her up if you're really looking for more light units to pick up. Moving on to Dragon Yule Malnora. Now, her thing, defense down and punishes off of defense down. I have used her to clear Lilith. She is usable, but she's not meta. She's good, but she's not meta. That's honestly about all I can really say. Just good, not meta. Would not really recommend sparking her, but hey. If you like what you see, go for it. Halloween Ellie San. Oh boy, she has a story behind her, but that's another day. So with Halloween Ellie San, she is meant to operate like a support DPS hybrid. Alright. Nihility cancels out a lot of it, but she can still do some pretty good damage, right? She's definitely not worthless. She has her slight uses, and honestly, it's Ellie San, like a main cast alt, like people want that as is. But she's good. She's definitely good. She does have a mana 70, so yeah, do be aware of that. And beyond that, like that's about it. Not meta, just really good. I probably wouldn't spark her based off of other options, but that's just yours. Moving on to Dark now. We have Ieyasu. Now, Iyasu's kit in general, it has fallen off. He was at one point the best Dark unit in the entire game. Now, what will still make him spark worthy, I know my brother sparked him, is mainly because of his Coab and Chain Coab combination. Because Strength Coab, sure, that exists, but the fact that it's paired with Dragon Haste makes him really, really good as a bench unit. So that reason alone is really worth sparking him. And beyond that, like everything else, it's just hit by Nihility really, really damn hard. So that would be the main reason you go for him. And well, I also know that people just like him a lot in general, so that could be a reason. But that's my verdict. He's mainly Coabs. If you don't care about optimal Coabs yet, you can skip out on him. Next up is Dragon Yule Victor. Now for him, he is buff zones, so that does get hit by Nihility, sadly. But beyond that, he still can be used for Master Cayenne pretty well. Pretty damn well. So like, there is that. Not meta, but still really good. Still pretty damn solid. I'll just leave it at that. I would not spark for him, but hey, he looks jolly. Moving on to the final 5-star, Valentine's Addis. Just no. Just don't spark him. Not worth it. Don't spark him. Not even going to go over his kit. Don't spark him. So that's it for the 5-star adventurers. Now, some other 4-star adventurers to keep in mind as you're summoning. Alright, so first of all, Halloween Lowen. Alright, if you've seen a fire tier list, you've seen him at the top, alright? The best fire healer in the entire game, and you have a chance to get him for free if you do take part in the 100-fold. Look out for him. If you pull him, you're set. You're set on fire healer. Use him. Love him. And he will love you back. He's very good. Other adventures to keep in the back of your mind. Dragalia Zainfrid. He is a fantastic win support that literally rivals Templar Hope. He rivals him. He has crit rate, so he can be a part of some insanely fun comps. Insanely fun, just damage out the fucking asshole. He's someone to definitely keep in mind as well whenever you are summoning. Others to like really look out for. I guess like maybe 2 others. Chitose kind of like a light 25% strength unit, but she did fall off really damn quickly. So like she's a good pickup, but not meta by any means. So she's a good pickup. And just one more would be Halloween Odetta. Well, just good. She's just good. That's all I can say. Just solid defense down, strength up. I think she can heal, right? I don't remember exactly. Oh yeah, I buff skill time. That's it. Her shit can last a while. So, but yeah, definitely more of a support unit, but can do some damage. I have seen her do damage. Like, she's a solid option. Sure. So if you pull her, don't fret. She's usable. That would wrap up adventurers. So let's move on to dragons really quick. Because, well, I can guarantee you, you're going to pull some of these dragons and are wondering, what about these dragons? And also, just in case if you do end up having all the adventurers and it's like, oh, hey, I have this spark now. What do I use this spark on? It's probably going to end up in these dragons. So first of all, Gozi Tenno. The partner of Saimai. He's ridiculously good. He is so damn good. Alright. So what does he does? He does flame strength up to 70%, and as well as using a force strike for 3 or more seconds, including both charge and attack time, adds up to 30% to the modifier applied to damage against wind-attuned enemies for 30 seconds. AKA, literally, it's a damage boost. It's a fire damage boost against wind whenever you force strike for a long time. That in of itself is very good, but also to top that off, he charges and lowers flame resistance by up to 10%. That's crazy. All right, he is literally a percentage boosting dragon with a res down. That is broken. He is really, really damn good. He can be used on both Saimai and Galalianius really damn well. Saimai will obviously be the res down, and for Galalianius, he's holding that force strike anyway, so that the damage up is always being applied. Just incredibly good. He is definitely spark worthy if you have not already pulled. That's right. Dragons are just a lot shorter in general. Halloween Marmus. He is mainly used for his dragon abilities, being water HP and water skill based. That's about all I can say about that. Hocus Pocus is very nice outside of the Nihility content. Because like, alright, break, transform, pop that down. They're then doing dummy damage. So, yes. Very good. I would also recommend picking him up as well. Dragon Eugene. She was good back in the day. She has fallen off because of just how crazy some of these abilities have gotten for dragons. But beyond that, she is really just strength and crit rate. Like, like, it's still nice. Don't get me wrong. It's still very nice. It's just not as good as it once was. I wouldn't say spark worthy, but still it is solid if you do pull her, just in case you feel you do need that like 3rd or 4th AI dragon on your solo team. She can fill that role decently well. Next up we have Daiko. So Daiko is a strength and flurry strength dragon with also just a bonk. Literally it's a bonk that creates an attack rate buff zone. She is also very good. Wait, I said she. It's a he. I apologize. It's a he. I apologize. So he is still pretty good. He's really good. Does get outshined in some elements thanks to Thor and Gala Reborn Jean existing. He does get outshined on those two, but he is still up there. He's still a really damn good dragon if you do have nothing else. So just if you do end up pulling him, it's not bad. I would not say spark exactly, especially if you own either Reborn Jean or Thor. But if you need a light dragon, yes, you can spark Daiko. Final 5-star dragon is Marsh. I'm just gonna call her Marsh. She is old meta. She is strength 60% meta. She is an old meta. So honestly, for that reason alone, she is strictly AI dragon. All right, she is AI dragon if your dark dragons are literally a shallow pool, like a kiddie pool that's just starting to fill up. That is where you would use Marsh. Beyond that, she's only okay. Especially nowadays. So I would just stick her to only being pulled. Do not spark her. Don't spark her. Then well, she exists. Enough said. But that's for the review. Now my final verdict on, okay, who is absolutely worth sparking? Who are my top units and dragons you should spark? Saimai. I recommend Saimai. I recommend Dragon Yu Lily. I do recommend Chelsea. Recommend Mitsuhide. And I do actually recommend Iyasu. Then also for dragons, Gozu Tenno. Highly recommend him. Halloween Marty. Recommend him as well. Daiko, you can. Daiko, I will not yell at you. How about that? Beyond that, everyone else, at that point, it's more of personal preference / revenge / whatever. That's what anyone else would be at that point. So this is a lengthy video, but hopefully I have explained well enough that yes, most of these are viable to be sparked, but you need to look at your box beforehand. You definitely need to look at your box beforehand. I just only gave the top picks and my thoughts about each and every one of them. So use the information how you will. I'm not going to find your house and said, did you just spark a Marsh when you have 3 Mub already? I'm not going to do that. All right. In the end, it is your choice, but only recommendations. I cannot force you one way or another. So that's going to be it for this video. Thank you for those who have stayed for this long. Really does mean a lot, because oh boy, these videos are quite lengthy, and hopefully you did end up enjoying this. And once again, subscribe for more content. I'm going to have more content coming soon on some of the more recent units that have come out. I know I'm late on some of them, but hey, better late than never. I also said never. And also check out the links in the description as well. Those also do mean a lot. So until tomorrow, I will see you all then. Goodbye.